Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up for you. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspective.com for exclusive content. Right now, $2.25 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off by 2.5%. We see 60,000 plus for Bitcoin, 2,900 plus for Ethereum on the dip here. And USD Tether at 114 billion plus market cap. USDC now at the number 6 spot, changing places with XRP. 33 billion plus market cap for USDC. XRP at a 30 billion plus market cap. We're at 54 cents. Now we're off by 4.8 on the 24, but we're off by 10.3 on the 7-day, which happens to be in line with the 7-day losses on Ethereum and Bitcoin as well. So happening to the entire market right now, which I know we all like to understand. So let's look at the range of price. Ranging between 57 and 54 cents. We're at 55 cents, damn near on the nose. We'll keep an eye on it here. Now, before we get started, I want to share something with you because, this has personally affected my life with a side effect from the COVID vaccine. And if any of you have experienced any of this, or any of you remember how difficult it was to get medication or treatment during that period, we have something for you. And I want you to take a quick listen to this. This is a detox from spike proteins with the innovative solution from the Wellness Company. This takes a lot of different solutions and combines them together in one supplement that you can take to detox the spike proteins that come from the shot that are causing so many radical side effects around the world. Take a listen.
I get calls every day of people saying, listen, I've taken 2 or 3 shots. I feel sick all over. I've had COVID. We now know that the spike protein is in the body for a very long time. There has to be detoxification. So far, the only available supplement that has a detoxifying capability with respect to dissolution of the spike protein is a Japanese product called nattokinase. Nattokinase, an endogenous oral thrombolytic basically proteolytic enzyme. And it's nattokinase combined with some other Japanese herbs that Japanese are leading the way on this, by the way. And I'm not surprised. They're very ingenious people. They lead on many aspects of medicine. This supplement I now recommend twice a day for people who are trying to detox. It's the best we can do right now. I've tried hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, fluvoxamine, colchicine. I've tried all the drugs. I don't think the prescription drugs work. But I think some of these supplement packages really do.
So there you have it. And you can get that right now. I've hooked up a link so we can all get this. And I'm waiting to get my kits here to my house. And I know they should be coming any day. But the medical emergency kit you can get with everything you need for your family during a time like that when things are hard to get a hold of. Not to mention the actual kit that he talked about, which is the spike support kit, right? Which is right here. And you could get that too if you have any issues or whatnot. So there's a lot here, and you get a 10% discount when you use the code below and underneath the video. DP Health. That's the code you need. Let's get started. The agency, the SEC, or CFTC, the Commodities Futures Trade Commission, served Hit Network, a crypto media company affiliated with Ben Armstrong, also known as BitBoy, with a subpoena to produce records regarding trading and wallets related to these tokens. And there's a lot of meme tokens and fraud scheme tokens being listed in there. And this is why Bradley at Digital Perspectives has never promoted a token in my life, period, full stop. People tell me, but you can. There's a legal way to do that. Well, you know why I don't do it? Because when I tell you that I am grateful that you allow me into your life daily so I can bring you to things that I think are important for all of us to look at, I don't take it for granted. And people who pump tokens to you, I believe, take you for granted because they're using you in order to get the exit liquidity they need so they can cash out at the price they need while they leave you holding the bag. Now, that might be legal, and you might be able to find a legal way to do that to people, but I think you're the scum of the earth if you do that to people. Now, I don't know if Ben has done that here, but what I'm saying in general is if you've done that to your community, you're a piece of dog shit. With BRICS bloc following, firmly embracing de-dollarization, the bloc has signaled that global finance will completely ditch the US dollar by 2031. We better get to work then. I want you to take a listen to this. Boy, the left is scrambling. Who could lead? Laura Shin, who we know is up to her neck in Eastgate because she ain't have shit to say about it.
And if Harris wins, it's not Joe Biden's call of whether these nominees go through. It's hers with Chuck Schumer.
Oh, and he's pro-crypto, or at least he voted pro-crypto in one of those votes recently.
Listen how, he's the one that voted pro-crypto. Oh, I have to remind my audience because they're not as bright as I am. And I could pull the wool over their eyes like, oh, I just pulled a rabbit out of the hat because Chuck Schumer's really pro-crypto instead of being anti-crypto.
Chuck was one of the people who voted for repeal of SAB 121. It's the first time I think he's ever voted to repeal a Biden admin rule ever. He is increasingly pro-crypto pilled, as I understand it, in part because crypto is very dominant in his home state of New York. Chuck Schumer loves New York business. He, I think, wants to make New York a headquarters of crypto for the globe.
First of all, crypto is not very dominant in New York. Crypto is restricted in New York more than most other places because of people like Chuck Schumer. You know, the idiocy of the left here wanting to hold... Look, let me tell you something about liberals. First of all, let me tell you something about conservatives, so we shit on both sides. Conservatives, real evangelical conservatives, think they have the right to tell women what they can do with their bodies. That's not true. But the left think it too because they thought they could tell you what to do about that shot. So in that respect, both parties are just as evil and diabolically the same. Forget the foundation of their argument. When you're trying to tell somebody else what they can do with their body, you got some problems upstairs. Now, here's the other part to this. These Dems, these liberals, I should say, are holding on to their liberalism is a religion, ladies and gentlemen. And it's funny because liberals will crack on the right for being religious and believing in things that they can't prove. But liberals will hold on to their political ideologies like a religion. That's why I wouldn't belong to either party. Either party. Ever in my life. The CME Group watches Fed tools show its 78% rate cut for September to 500 to 525 basis points. My goodness. Boy, if that ain't screaming we got trouble coming, I don't know what is. Take a listen to this clip from BlackRock.
Blowout GDP number last week, and nonetheless, most people are still calling for rate cuts. Do you expect September to be it?
Yeah, we're in the September camp for sure, and we think there's a great likelihood actually that we could get 3 cuts in 2024 and then 1 in the first part of 2025 and then kind of a pause that refreshes. We'll take a look at kind of the impact of the 100 basis points of cuts and see what that does for the economy.
And there you have it. I mean, they're cutting like that. They're cutting the interest rate like the way somebody cuts meat in the deli counter. We got problems. I'm going to tell you that right now. And then you got former President Donald Trump saying, maybe we just write them a check in Bitcoin for it. Yeah, that's how big the problem is. And then you start thinking, well, maybe that's why there was only 21 million to begin with. I think we know it was a 3-letter agency that created the damn thing, wasn't it? Are we all straight on that? I think we're all straight on that, aren't we? I think we're all straight on the fact that Bradley only has exposure to it because BlackRock and Fidelity does too, right? Stacking my pennies next to their dollars. We're all straight on that, right?
Who knows, maybe we'll pay off our $35 trillion, hand them a little crypto check, right? We'll hand them a little Bitcoin and wipe out our $35 trillion.
But how do you want it to be more prominent in America? How will that work?
Oh, it's going to work easily. It's already prominent. It's moving along. It's very loosely regulated. That's one of the reasons it's moving along. But it is a different form of a currency. And it's going to end up benefiting the country. But if we shut it down, like, Biden's trying to shut it down, Biden doesn't have the intellect to shut it down. Can you imagine this guy's telling you to shut something down like that? He has no idea what the hell it is. But if we don't embrace it, it's going to be embraced by other people. It's a massive thing already. Did you read where it's bigger than any company in the world already? I mean, if you look at the market, it's bigger than many countries. It's a very big thing. If we're not going to be the leader, we have the people that are the leaders. I know some of them. They're very smart. And if we don't embrace it, other countries are going to embrace it. Other countries will anyway. But we can be the leader, and we might as well be the leader.
And listen, this is a guy during his first term who was not hip to Bitcoin, did not like it. He's done a 180-degree pivot here. Now, knowing how much he loves the country, knowing how much he loves the US dollar and its role as a global reserve currency, ask yourself, how is it he can be so confident that something like Bitcoin won't grow to threaten the US dollar and its dominance? Maybe because he's aware of something like Ripple and XRP. The fact that Ripple could serve as a national bank or a Fed 2.0. Or that XRP is in fact a world bridge currency. And that it could insulate the world from things like Bitcoin or other currencies becoming dominant, because a bridge currency like XRP can isolate any attempt to try to rule with another dollar across the globe or any nation. Meanwhile, you're going to love where this is going. 50 million USDC minted at the USDC Treasury. And that's not because things are so slow right now. That's because things very soon will be pouring that 50 million back into this industry. And then we saw this overnight, the release of the new Ripple stablecoin report and website, ladies and gentlemen. This is amazing. Ripple has now released their stablecoin on the Ripple website. This is super awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look right quick here. Here's the quick rundown from Good Morning Crypto. Shout out to him. Enabling instant payouts, easy fiat to stablecoin on and off ramps worldwide. Ripple states hold, buy, trade USD on-chain with stablecoin purpose built for payments. Ripple USD, the real USD, is being designed to maintain a constant value of $1. Issued on, please hear this, the XRP ledger and the Ethereum blockchains, which I will remind you right now are just under $400 billion of market cap with those two networks combined. So it's not going to be Ripple releasing their stable coin on just the XRP ledger with a $33 billion market cap. No. It's going to be on the Ethereum network that has just under a $400 billion market cap. Come on in. Given the day. That's what we're talking about. And Ripple USD will be fully backed by a segregated reserve of cash and cash equivalents and redeemable one-to-one for US dollars. I am super bullish, no doubt about it. Here is the actual report right here. And I just want to go down here to a section I think I've highlighted right here. Fiat reserves backed stablecoins represent 93% of the market today. USD Tether, USDC are the leading stablecoin offerings, accounting for 100 plus billion or 90% of the total market. With the predominant pegging of the US dollar, stablecoins have grown to play a pivotal role as both a store of value and a medium of exchange within the digital asset ecosystem. And remember, what do we know? We know that USD Tether was just told it doesn't qualify as a stablecoin under 27 nations in the EU. I don't know what else to say. Waiting for American legislation to find out if that ends up being the same here, and think about the bottleneck that would create to drive people to use USDC and the real US dollar. Ripple says it will allocate $10 million in tokenized U.S. Treasury bills on the XRP ledger, marking the first issuance of such tokens on the network, using Open Eden to get the job done, ladies and gentlemen. And we know that with that EVM sidechain to the Ethereum bridge with XLR, and then we'll be able to tokenize and qualify custodian these things with people like Archax and Standard Custody, you name it, right? Medico, the list goes on, ladies and gentlemen. We're loving this. Ripple partner Open Eden on the question, who are the users of tokenized real-world assets in the short and medium term, asked by Vet here. He says, you'd be surprised, most of the users today minting T-bills are organizations seeking to manage their cash in their treasuries. This is DAOs, crypto-native teams, buy-side funds, liquid funds, and venture funds. Wow. Wow. This is not surprising to me at all, because this is what I've said, is that, you know, regardless of the division that's been created out here by half-minded people trying to say that the ledger is failing, the ledger isn't failing. The ledger needs legal clarity. It's had shade from a case thrown over top of it. And you're surprised to find out that the actual people that you believe would never join the network are actually already using it. This is what will bring the friction so a developer can solve a problem that will help a business or an entity or a person every single day. If you want the XRP ledger to explode, you just simply need to make something we need to use every day that replaces something I currently use every day that doesn't work as good as what you've made. Good talk. Legislation's the key here, ladies and gentlemen. And when it comes, if you are a developer, you better be prepared to solve a problem, because there's going to be a bunch of them. Anytime there's a transition between new technology and old technology, or old processes and new processes, you're going to find some undiscovered friction points that need to be solved. This is an area where the smartest developers are going to win. And I can't wait to celebrate each one of them. And those people that win, I guarantee you this much, they won't be the people that are complaining on Twitter all the time. Oh, no, they won't. They will be the people who have always had their head down working to create a solution for the world. Here we have right here, look at this. The new Federal Reserve Wall Street analyst Linda P. Jones weighs in. She said earlier in July here, you know, Jones also humorously added that Ripple could be seen as a new Federal Reserve, as I have said myself multiple times. She also noted, unlike the current Federal Reserve, Ripple is privately owned and will be publicly traded in the future, which I love. And you know what? Shout out to Linda P. Jones. And here's what I'd say. I have said countless times, Ripple is either the new Fed 2.0 to me, or a new national bank for the United States of America. And I'll go one step further. Stellar, XLM, Ripple, XRP, and USDC and Circle account for at least a core foundation of the United States infrastructure into this new digital world that we're getting ready to play in. These are three major pillars that will play a major role in establishing the U.S.'s presence in the distributed ledger technology, blockchain, digital asset, tokenized world. Write it down. Not the only ones, but foundational pillars. 3 of them. That's 3 right there. And what could be so wrong with it?
That you might want to undertake. And so it was at that point that I said, well, you know, we could, if we wanted to, extend the concept one step further. I'm not saying that this is ever going to happen, but just conceptually, you could imagine not FedWire for all, but kind of like a Fed coin, where what the Fed would do is actually just issue these, Bitcoin-like objects, but and they would enforce a par exchange rate with the U.S. dollar. That would eliminate the exchange rate volatility. But they could delegate the clearing of these payments to some third party, some sort of Ripple-like protocol or.
And there you have it. Now that's David Andofato years ago from the St. Louis Federal Reserve. Also helped write the FedCoin report for R3. This is very aggressive here, ladies and gentlemen. If it happens, it'll be amazing. I don't know. We're already in August. There's a call on this particular chart that says first target $6.10 this month, and then a correction downward to $2.38, and then final upswing by November to $32. Listen, I wouldn't be upset about any of that. I don't know if it happens, but if it does, this cat called the daylights out of that. But we'll see. And you know what? Not looking to discredit anybody either. Charts are indicators, right? They're prognosticators. It doesn't mean it's a guarantee. So we'll just watch it, see if it happens. It doesn't, we'll move to the next window or opportunity, right? So here's how XRP price will go to a market cap, or how high the price will go if the market cap reaches $1 trillion. And interestingly enough, it's 17 bucks if that were to happen. Now, the analysts that talked about this said they thought it was unlikely it would happen because this was a Bitcoin maxi, and they don't really have much sense to understand exactly how Ripple and XRP work, and that's okay. It'll be shown to them in time, even if someone has to sketch it. But they're going to find out. You're not going to have a former president talking about writing off a check to pay off the debt in Bitcoin when you know in full well if it could get to the tune of 35 trillion, it would absolutely challenge the US dollar's role unless there was something like XRP, a world bridge currency, to sit in between it all. Come on in. By the way, what does Amazon's Alexa think a world bridge currency actually is?
Alexa, what's a worldwide bridge currency?
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated. The digital currency Ripple, which is also known as XRP, is a bridge currency for transactions between different currencies, countries, and financial institutions. Ripple gives its users the opportunity to transfer money very quickly and cheaply.
There you have it.
What's a worldwide bridge?
Let me stop that right there. But there you have it. That's what Amazon Alexa thinks it is. Crypto macro view, it's simple, says Eggrag Crypto, who told us $17 was on the chart. Now, I don't think he said November, but he showed us it was there. If the chart wants to give it to us, it's there to do it. But we need to get over that 75 cent mark, right, for things to really become a heavy conversation. So now down in the 55 cent range, you know, which I'm loving. And I made a purchase yesterday that really got under Mrs. Backup's skin. But you know what? It's either hero or zero at this house, right? That's where we're going. And I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just telling you the way I'm comfortable living every day. Yeah, I like being on the thin ice, at least in this market. Eggrag Crypto reminds all of us the crypto macro view, it is simple, he says. I strongly believe that this is the last chance to buy before the ultimate peak in the market, leading to a severe economic downturn. The Federal Reserve will panic and urgently cut interest rates, which we just heard BlackRock talk about, causing a skyrocketing market and a resurgence of inflation. Crypto and risk assets will strongly surge while the dollar declines. Following that, an unseen event triggers a major reset. In my opinion, an astute individual could amass a significant wealth over the next 6 to 12 months. Not financial advice from him, me, or anyone else. I believe him. Going into the Freedom Zone, you're going to want to be here. Now, we have quite a few things to show you today. It's a mixed bag, and they're all important. I wouldn't dare do it on the regular channel, and that's why we got to go into Freedom Zone, because unfortunately, censorship is just that real. I'll see you inside. Come on in. You're not going to want to miss it. All right, here.